definitely affects me when I go out and stuff like that. Like if I go to a concert, I'm definitely going to be on my phone taking videos and taking pictures a lot more now, knowing that I'm going to want to post it and share it on social media. So it definitely affects me in that aspect versus me, taking pictures more so for fun or enjoyment as one of my hobbies. It's kind of doing it for the gram, so I guess that's where it affects my life.
I'm from an older generation. I think it's more affecting, like, I have a 9-year-old daughter, so I worry about how social media will affect her. For me right now, it's just a way to stay in contact with, like, my friends and family in Pennsylvania and stuff like that. So it's a positive thing for me.
Everybody's more technical now. I cook, so I see people sitting at the kitchen table and they have their laptops. The kids have their laptops and all kinds of other things instead of actually sitting there having a conversation. They're face deep in technology. So it's more, I'm scared for the generation outside of Instagram and Snapchat and all of that stuff. So I guess you can say I am scared for the next generation.
I'm glad that I'm out of school because now I don't have to worry about trying to balance my school and my social media life. But I'd say that it really it helps, but it doesn't help. But I zone out a lot. And so it's just like a coping mechanism, really. That's all that it is. It's just a waste of time.
It's definitely made me more aware of what I post, and I try to, I guess, only post the highlight reels of my life. So it's made me more aware of reality versus social media.
Do you think that's a good thing or a bad thing?
No, I think it's a horrible thing.
It affected me in I guess many different ways. I use it every day, so it's part of my lifestyle. If you want to keep up to date with people and what they're doing, you got to post something on the gram. Your friends are always up to something, and you want to show off nowadays. Not in a prideful way, but more in a all right, this is what I'm doing, this is who I am, and I'm gonna express myself in this artistic way.
People portray themselves as things that they aren't. They'll post pictures of cars, shoes, and then when you see them in real life, they're not wearing what they post on Instagram, Facebook, Snapchat, all of that stuff. And then people will do things just to get noticed on Instagram that they wouldn't normally do. And I feel the popularity for people, the one girl, Catch Me Outside, they're getting famous because, people aren't even doing anything to get famous now. They're just doing stupid things on Instagram and Snapchat and all of this other things just to get noticed, and they're not portraying who they really are. That's kind of why I said it before, I'm thinking about deleting my Instagram because I see a bunch of things that I just don't like on there anymore, and people have changed it.
So I'm gonna be honest, sometimes I kind of do feel kind of pressured. In what ways? I feel like your best friend or your group of friends, you post a pic and they don't like it, and then you start thinking whoa, those are that's my gang, what, they don't like this, they don't like that. And I guess pressured in a way, you start choosing who's really close in your circle. All right, so I like this person's post all the time, and all of a sudden they just disappeared or something like that. Kind of, I don't know, I think about everything. I think about all angles and everything. So in pressure that way, yeah.
What are your opinions on social media and how they affect you or your friends and family?
Okay, well, I got some pros and cons for it. Some cons is it's a whole bunch of stuff that we don't really care about. I don't care that you took a shower or you ate your meal today or that your baby daddy didn't do what he was supposed to do. So it's unnecessary information that someone doesn't need for the day. I feel like it stirs up a lot of drama and kills relationships and friendships that people allow that to happen. And then you have some cons. I personally don't have Facebook or Twitter or Instagram, but I have Snapchat. But I've learned that Instagram is very good for business oriental. So if you're gonna build, my girlfriend's executive chef, so she takes pictures of her food and it sends out there, so that helps a lot. So I guess it depends on the person yourself. I think people rely too much on it instead of actually going out in the world and experience life these days.
My Instagram account actually stopped following certain fitness models because I always saw myself comparing myself to them and being oh, my body doesn't look like this. And so I try to follow those who are more body positive. So I'm not sitting in my room feeling crap about myself just because, I don't have a six pack.
It's definitely affected me in both a positive and a negative way. I mean, negatively, like, it's definitely hard for girls, like teenagers, to like hold themselves to the standards that like a lot of the Instagram models are on. But it's also like a positive thing because you can network yourself in a really good way.
I feel the same way, like it's really negative because it's so easy to look at other people and compare your pictures on social media or compare your content to other people. But then it's also really positive because you meet different businesses that way, maybe different employers, and you also like connect with other people, and I think that's a really positive aspect of it.
Now for our business, I do it, and it does help, definitely. But for my personal social media, whether it's, I know my kids use the Facebook and the Twitter and all that. I just kind of observe. I don't actively get involved with it.
Do you think it's too consuming?
I do. And then I also think, I don't know, for me it's kind of I have a different point. It's kind of look at me, look at what I've done. Here's with this, and I'm kind of more of a very discreet, like, I want to know what my friends do, but I don't need to know what you had for dinner and all this stuff. So it gets annoying, and I think that's just maybe my age.
It can be positive if you're doing it for the right things, not like I was saying, like portraying yourself as something that you aren't. But then it could be in a good sense, like bringing light to some situations, like a couple months ago when the FIFA World Cup was going on, I didn't even know that there were kids trapped underground.
There's definitely a lot of pressure. I think it gets worse the older that we get. I know people like my parents' age can feel the pressure themselves, and they can, they've told me I can only imagine how bad it is for people your age. And then I see my sister's 15, and it gets even worse. So it's kind of sad.
Social media is gonna be a huge impact for whoever's like on it right now and does something with it. Like, you're gonna be set, because this world is all about the internet. Like, practically we live on the internet.